Hey guys, it's late. It's like quarter to 12. But it's still Thursday, and I just got back from a show at Lee's. Yes, it's odd me going to a show on a Thursday, but you know, had to. One of those things. So just gonna do a quick little review here, I guess. Um, so show started. It was an early show, which is good because I was actually got home about a half hour ago. Um, so I kind of like that aspect of it. Show started at 8, 4 bands. Um, so get off work at 5, had a little time to kill, kind of put a post out, and a couple of people responded. One of those people being my buddy Juan Carlos and his wife Jenny, and we met at the Bulldog on Hennepin and had a little bite. I had their meatloaf, not meatball, their meatloaf sliders, which were excellent. So I recommend them if you're ever there and are in the mood for meatloaf. And then headed over to Lee's and helped them with their gear in, and kind of hung around and talked to some people. Met a few guys tonight, which is kind of cool. And waited for the festivities to start. But okay, enough rambling. Okay, so first band up, I'd never seen a band called Mortic, and I only know them because their singer was, or apparently still is, in the band called Living Through Ghosts, which I think I've talked about before, and they're like a it's late, I cannot talk. A straight up doom metal band, really slow and methodical and plotting and all your typical doom metal attributes. But this band Mortic, which for some reason I thought that he formed, but he did not. He just joined. They're more of a tech death group, but they're actually quite good. I was impressed by them. They had 3 demos. Mortic, 3-song demo. And then you got a little card there. And since we have no sticker, I might put that on my fridge. So I will have to pop that in and give that a listen. And they did have t-shirts, but they had none in my size, so I'll have to get one of those later. They had tank tops, they had hats, and they did have stocking caps. So when hopefully I see them again before next winter, even though we don't want to talk about winter ever again. But I might have to pick up a stocking cap from that. They also had pens, like clicky pens with their name on it, which I found kind of unusual, but hey. And they have coasters. Good little coaster, band name, band logo, pictures of all 4 members. So yeah, that's cool. And they were good. I enjoyed them quite a bit. And then second band up was my buddies down in Fierno. And this was my first time seeing them with the new lineup. New drummer, new singer. And I was impressed. I mean, it sounded almost like a completely different band. Still really heavy. I mean, they're straight up death metal. But they were cool. I dug them. I mean, they're always good. I shouldn't say this time around, but they're always good. But yeah, I mean, the new Jeremy and Kirsten, I'm not sure how to pronounce it. I've heard it pronounced both ways by your fellow band members, so I'm not sure. but those two really bring an energy to that band that I don't think they've had for a while, which is cool. And I have their first album, which they put out 2 years ago, I want to say. Maybe 3 years ago. God, it's been a long time. But they should have the new one out hopefully within a couple months, which would be cool. I'm excited to hear. It's funny because I was talking to the guy whose name escapes me now, but the guy who's producing it. And we were talking about bands and whatnot, and I told him, yeah, I'm just in a cover band. Called Off to the Astronauts, and he said, oh, I think I've seen you. I think I've seen your name around. So the legend of ODA is getting out there. But we were talking, and he asked if I had ever recorded like an album, and I'm like, well, no, I'm in cover band. Cover bands usually don't record full albums. I mean, we've done, you know, demos and stuff, and but he was saying that on the new Down Inferno album, they're doing a Bolt Thrower cover, which I've found kind of interesting. So I'm curious to hear that. I think haven't heard a lot of Bolt Thrower, but I know of them, so that'll be interesting to hear. And Mordic, actually, for their last song, actually did a Lamb of God song, so that was kind of cool. So they were cool. Third band up, are these guys? Macauba. I know I'm gonna butcher this. Macauber. Anyway, those guys, they're from Wisconsin, and they absolutely kicked ass. I picked up their album. I did not open it yet because it's very late and I need to go to bed. But I also picked up t-shirts. Yes. So they were death, kind of techy, but also thrashy, like some really good thrash elements and influences as well. So yeah, they impressed me as well. I mean, all the bands tonight, and I know I say this every time I see a show, but all the bands there were really good. So yeah, and they said that they're coming back through, I believe, in August. I want to say August. I was talking to their merch guy, and they have a new album coming out in May. That date escapes me, but they just got signed to the label name escapes me too. Sorry guys. I should know better than I do. Videos with this much content this late. Anyway, so they're awesome. So check them out. Yeah. And the last band up is a band I saw at Club Underground. I want to say like 3 years ago, 2 or 3 years ago. And these guys, A Dream Set Fire. And I really, was feeling sorry for whoever had to follow these guys. It's just easier to show you because I can't think. But these guys, I mean, A Dream Set Fire, they brought it. They absolutely brought it. I mean, as it says right here on the CD, I don't know if you can see that. Loud, heavy, brutal. That's pretty much, I mean, and there were some quieter moments and some reflective moments and all that. But yeah, pretty much they just came out and just whipped everybody, which was very cool to see. So all in all, a good night. As I said, I got home early, which is always a good thing. Not that I, dislike shows that go till like 1 in the morning, but if I can, if I can be done and home by 11:30, I'm all the better for it. Also, and I will do a proper picture with this. Greg, don't worry about it. But I finally got my Ritual Madness podcast shirts. Madness, your ritual. So I'll be supporting that as well. Oh. So yeah, that's all I got for now. And it feels like it's been a while since I've done one of these. And I know I was doing the weekend calendars. I don't know if I'm actually going to continue those. Not that anybody, I don't know how many people actually watched them anyway or paid attention. But they're just, I feel bad because there are so many good shows and so many good bands that I feel I should be talking about, but I can't. There's just too many good players, too many good bands, too many good shows. And the other issue I run into is that Facebook has, because I like to tag all the bands that I talk about, obviously, to help them out. But Facebook has a limit of 50. You can only tag 50 things, people, whatever you're tagging. You can only do 50 of them. And I have run into one of the reviews I did. I had, I think, like 51 or 52 or something. And obviously I had to, cut a couple and do whatever. So, not going to do the weekly reviews or the weekly calendar. Maybe I'll just talk about certain shows that I find interesting or something. But I don't want people to feel left out. That's my whole deal. Because I want to support or try to support and try to bring attention to everyone. And that's just really, really difficult to do. So, for now, but I guess that's it for tonight. So, I'll talk to you guys later. I'll probably do a video sometime early next week talking about what I have going on in May, because I apparently have a lot of shows to go to in May. Plus, we're playing one. We're playing on the 19th at Nison's again, out in Savage. So, is that it? I believe that's it. So, yeah, have a good night, and we'll talk to you later.